government of India is to facilitate the return of Indian nationals stranded abroad. This process is going to begin from the 7th of May in a phased manner. That's a statement that has come in from the Indian government, that they will make sure that this is done in a phased manner, and a standard operating procedure or an SOP will be put in place in this regard, where Indian embassies and high commissions will be preparing a list of distressed Indian citizens. That's the big story as of this moment. Remember, it's the 7th of May when this exercise is going to begin, but only asymptomatic passengers are going to be allowed to travel. We have Sunil Prabhu joining us with all the latest. Sunil, what are the other conditions that are going to be in place for these Indians to return? And of course, once you finish answering, then I'm going to ask the big political question, because there is a point of contention here as well. Different rules for different Indians.
The most important point here is, of course, that, somewhere down the line, they will have to pay for their ticket. That's very clear. The Government of India and the Ministry of External Affairs are coordinating with state governments, but this will be on payment basis.
Oh, that's significant. So you're saying that under pressure, where the government was in the middle of a huge political fight over asking migrants to pay for their ticket in trains, in this circular, you say that it is clearly mentioned that at some point or the other, a rate will be decided for all those who wish to come back to India. That's the only condition for them to be brought back. Because this was not the case earlier when Indians were brought back to India from China or other countries.
Well, in those instances, there was no payment basis. The Indian Air Force had come in and helped out, and that is the reason why they went ahead with this. Even when they sent security forces elsewhere, our Indian Air Force teams, medical teams went to Kuwait. That was on humanitarian basis, so there was no payment basis on that. This was always, the SOP was always going to be on payment basis. To be fair to the Ministry of External Affairs, they have been having a series of consultations with state chief secretaries, with state governments, with consul generals, and with other people. And it has been in that context that they have consistently argued that it has to be on a payment basis. So on this case, unlike the migrant labor internally, where there's been a huge political controversy, as you were talking about, here it has always been on a payment basis, be it on ship, where they're taking people from some Gulf countries, from Maldives and others. And then, of course, in some places where they will use non-scheduled commercial flights to bring back those people. Because we must remember and tell our viewers, this is because nearly 2 lakh stranded Indians across this country, across the world, will be using this opportunity. They have already registered. I am told as close to 1.5 lakh people have confirmed and registered themselves in the UAE itself. So it's in that, and there's been a lot of diplomatic pressure on India, where countries have been saying that India should not exploit the situation. And it is in that backdrop that the pressure that had been mounted made it difficult for India to continue the position of not taking back its passengers till the complete ending of the lockdown. And that is the reason why this decision was taken at the Cabinet Secretary's meeting with Chief Secretaries yesterday, when he did video conferencing on this entire issue.